How is this car even running? Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and I got a call out this morning. I'm thinking it's probably some transmission issues. They had some transmission codes a few months ago, and they said this car's not going over 10 miles an hour, so I need to go double check it. And yeah, I don't know what else I could expect to find. I'm gonna give it a thorough inspection investigation either way, but not going over 10 miles an hour and shaking sounds like the transmission, if it already had transmission codes, to me. Let's go find out. All right, well, I just got here. Let's go ahead and check out this car. Again, I think it's just gonna be a quick look, figure out it's a transmission issue, and let's get going from here. All right. Might just be me, but those tires look pretty low. .30 PSI, yeah, they're probably low. Okay, let's go ahead and look everything over first. I'm gonna start it and get it warm before I come under here. It's already hot. See if it's got some sort of issue. I've worked on this before. It had a vacuum leak and some bad something, I don't remember. Hopefully I put it back together right. Oh, there you go. There's the issue. Maybe, I don't know. Still might have a transmission problem. I had some codes a few months ago, but it's probably just not getting enough current from that alternator under load and slipping. Especially if they said it was shaking. A lot of times you see, like, when somebody's alternator goes out and their battery's dying, they say their car shakes. It won't go over 10 miles an hour either, so it could be that. Now I'm in the tricky spot if it still does have a transmission issue. Do I charge them to put these belts on full price and then figure out as it had a transmission issue? I'm gonna start it either way, but again, I don't think I'm gonna be able to tell, like, under load if it's, I could do a charging test, I guess. It's got to be replaced either way, and let's just see if it goes into gear and how that feels, and then maybe we'll just plan on doing those belts first. Okay. They actually told me we got to check engine light. It's probably those same transmission codes. They actually told me that they drove it over here from across the parking lot, so it did work now. And I'm not hearing that belt slip. It would make sense that. Auto stick here. Let me do that. I mean, I can get that into third there. I'm not particularly feeling a hard shift issue with that. Yeah, that seems to work just fine. Hopefully it's just that alternator then. Let's go ahead and get those belts. Ooh, it's hot. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get those belts. I'm not gonna drive this thing around too much because it could strand me, and do some testing after that. I don't know where they're at. Hopefully I can get those right now and just do that this afternoon. This video is sponsored by Syncwire. I'm gonna take a couple of minutes to show you this Syncwire air inflator. Now, when it comes to air inflators, some of them look the same, but what really matters is what's on the inside. And this air compressor has the biggest piston out of anyone that I've had yet. I want to put this to the test against two other brands that I use all the time and see which one works best. Well, as you can see here, I brought 3 tires. I'm going to make sure they're all the same PSI, and I'm going to set all of these up at once and see which one's the fastest. Let's go ahead and unbox this and see what it has. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this out. The size and feel of this one is perfect. All right, this thing could put out 150 PSI. Most of my other ones put out 120. I thought that was a lot. 150s even more. Wanted like a fun trick or something, you could easily blow up any 2-liter bottle or something with one of these. Of course, it's got different modes. It knows if you're trying to inflate some balls or a car. most moped, bicycle, motorcycle. And of course that can change the readout of the air that you're putting out. For this test, let's do 32 psi. That's pretty common for cars. I didn't notice I hit that light button. It's got a flashing red light for nighttime. And a LED light. And of course, like any good air inflator, this doubles as a battery bank. Little power station. You can charge your phone or whatever on the go. And I use these a lot when I'm camping. This is the one I'll take just to recharge my phone or whatever. Okay, I'm going to use this one to make sure all these tires are at the same PSI. And then instead of using some old air inflators that I have, I went ahead and got 2 new air inflators of common brands that I've been using. So that way the tests are even. These are all 3 brand new. We'll put them on and see which one works the best. It also comes with a nice carrying case. Nice little hose, recharging cord. Ooh, excited about that. And then, of course, you got your little attachments to fill up some balls or air mattress or whatever, some adapters. Let's go ahead and set these tires to the same PSI. Okay, 25 PSI. Okay, let's set them all to 25 PSI. Okay, this one's at 25. Okay, last one is set to 25. Let's go ahead and start this test. I'll blow out the other 2. Okay, here's my 2 other air inflators. Let's open these up and set them all on these 25 PSI tires. Here we go. I've got these 2. These are about the same size as that other one. Again, not many are gonna have the same size piston as that other one. I'm hopeful that'll be the fastest. Let's check it out. Okay, we've got 25 PSI, big nice screen, easy to read there, and then 25 PSI. That screen's super hard to read. Let's go ahead and start these all. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a little time lapse so you can see there weren't any edits or anything. This Syncwire in the middle with a 19mm piston definitely filled it up the fastest. Let me show you why in comparison this one's so good. All right, so the Syncwire one just shut off. That's in the middle. Now I'm just waiting on the other 2. Now the reason this Syncwire air inflator one is because the cylinder inside this one is 19mm. In comparison, you've got 14 and 17mm over here. That means this can put out almost 18 liters a minute. Not just that, that's way more than these 2. But this thing can fill up 3.5 tires on one charge. Those other ones won't even get to 3. I don't even have another one that will. So the battery in this thing's a lot bigger and the cylinder's a lot bigger. It's also quiet. So that means a couple of things. Even though this one is small, it's still more efficient than these. This one has dual display. These other ones don't. The screen on this one, you can barely even read. This one's definitely the winner. Yeah, here's another look at them after that test. Look how big the Syncwire screen is compared to that other one. It did great. Well, that test speaks for itself. I found my new air inflator. If you want one of these Syncwire air inflators, make sure you check out the link in the description, the pinned comment for an extra special deal. Back to the video. All right, I just got back to the auto parts store. I came here once and the parts were supposed to be there already, but they weren't. So I just ran and did a couple other errands. I'm back. It's like an hour or 2 later, hour and a half, and those belts should be here by now. Well, good thing I didn't go any sooner because they said those belts only showed up like 10 minutes ago. On a side note though, cutting the white pipe on my Ranger, it's kind of a good mistake because it sounds good. And it anyway, so I'm actually headed over to a buddy's real quick. He's been working on his KDL all morning and he's not sure he put a belt on right or a hose. That's why I said that earlier. And I'm gonna go double check that for him and then I'm gonna run put those belts on. So let's see what's going on with that. This thing sounds good. I'm not messing with it till I have to. All right, my headers are just open, so I've got to get a white pipe anyways. I crawled under there and looked while I was over here. But yeah, just replacing all these hoses with the aluminum intersections. That's the way to go because they're plastic originally. And yeah, we just got it warmed up. It's not leaking. And all the clamps are on good. I did adjust one of them, but where's the broken piece? There it is. Yeah, get that plastic junk out of there. Cool. Let's go do those belts. Alright, I'm back. Another day, and that is not much room at all. Okay. Oh boy. That's the tensioner right there. Why am I tightening it from down there? You see that? I gotta loosen this to tighten that one. These are manual. At least that one is. What did this AC compressor lock up and eat that belt? I'm gonna put it back on anyways and find out. Should have warranty. And then I might have to jack that up and get to that adjuster. It does look like it's a manual adjuster down there though, but I'll definitely have to jack up that corner. And let's go ahead and just get this one off. Man, that's a weird design. Gonna need gloves and skinny wrists. Great. We've got to do the AC belt first either way, so I guess that's kind of how it is for most cars with multiple belts. If the one in the back's busted, you're out of luck. At least it's not a stretch belt like on some of that newer stuff where you got to stretch the belt and replace it every time you put it on. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. I hate those belts. It's not hard to make a tensioner or make a pulley self-adjust. Not even self-adjust. Adjustable. Let's do this AC belt. How is this car even running? To get the tensioner I had to do this. I mean, I didn't have to, but to make it easy I could put my arm down here like this and loosen it by hand. It was not rusty, so that's nice. 24-year-old car. Please be just this. And the other one. I mean, at least I don't have to take that other one off. I am gonna have to lose the tensioner to get it on though. I'm guessing they were over tightened. I've seen that before. When I was young. Only working on my own vehicles. If you know what I mean. Alright, well I went to grab the jack, but no need. I could just squeeze my face in here. Just enough to see that tensioner. Maybe you can too. You have to move that hose to see the bolt on it. Or to get to it well, but I can do that. Oh, I ain't getting the jack out for that. It's hot. Well, I can tell you as far as the nuts on the front being over tightened, that one pretty much. This one, oh yeah. So if these were over tightened, it's usually a sign that somebody less experienced messed with it last. Maybe it was just over tightened from this tensioner itself. The chance of having both belts off though, without having a locked up motor. Holy moly. I had to loosen that so much. I have no doubt that was over tight. Had to keep going back down there. Alright, one more. I'm sweating. Oh, it was cool this morning. Same thing with this one. I didn't even loosen it enough to get this new belt on, and I gave it plenty of extra space there. I barely slid it on. That was tight too. I gave that one plenty of space to slide on. Barely got it. So I think those were over tight. Hopefully that's it. Who knows? Alright, I'm gonna get this other one tightened up and then take it on a test drive. I'll update you then. Okay, let's go about the right tightness. Let's start this up, warm it up, check the transmission. It's not on flat ground though, so it's definitely gonna be higher than it should. I gotta take that into account. But I just wanna make sure at least it's close before I do anything else. Here goes nothing. See if you can get it over 10 miles an hour without shaking. like it. Let's use our manual shift mode. All right, well that went fine. It's warm. I took it out on the street a little bit faster. It's shifting through all the gears just fine. So I'm gonna leave this and say that's good for now. Hopefully I don't hear back from them. I also put some trans additive in it though, because even on that slope I could tell it was low. And I think that AC is working too, so win-win-win all around. Let's check it back out under the hood. All right, that's looking good. It's good to go. It's a job well done. And don't forget to check out the link in the description of the pinned comment for a Syncwire air inflator. And search for Syncwire air inflator on Amazon. I think we got those tires all filled up too. I'm proud to leave this one in great running shape.